Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a playthrough of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice. Disclaimer that I got a review copy of this as well as the Apocalypse expansion, and we have covered the game a bit on the channel before, back when Steve and Kim were on here. But I thought since I'm learning the game fresh that I would play something from the original base game a little bit later than what you saw on the channel originally, and then go on to an Apocalypse playthrough later and review the system overall. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So the mission I'm going to be showing is pretty spoiler minimal because it's one of the optional memories keyed to one of the 4 main assassins. But for context, this is pretty much right after I completed the tutorial and got through mission 1.1, so still very early in the game. If you don't know Assassin's Creed, this is based on the video game series, of which I've played the first one, Assassin's Creed 2, which I loved. I played a little bit of 3, played a little bit of Black Flag, and I've pretty much stepped away from the series since then. But the video games are kind of open-world adventure games where you're running around cities and assassinating people, and that's what you're doing here in Venice. But there's a little introduction to the optional memory. Let's see what it says. Gentle Benedetto. When Claudio was accepted into the Brotherhood, his mentor gave him a precious rapier sheath so that he would never forget his origins and opinions. A few weeks ago, while Claudio was controlling the comings and goings of a carnival troupe, the rapier sheath was stolen from him. Before he knew it, the troupe was gone, and he never got his hands on it again. Claudio's informants have just warned him that the carnival troupe has been spotted in the Cannaregio district. It is time to find what belongs to one of our own and teach a good lesson to those who think they can bother a member of the Brotherhood without consequence. Let's start by locating them. Okay, so I'll kind of talk you through the basics of setup. So they've got the diagram of how everything is set up. We both start. I'm controlling 2 assassins. You'll meet in a second on the fast travel point here. And we shuffle a whole bunch of decks, so there's not too much else to do. For the objective, we need to climb to the top of this tower to find where the guy who stole our sheath is hanging out. And if we want to go above and beyond and get the 100% sync achievement, then we need to kill, we are level 1, by the way. We need to eliminate 2 enemies in 1 turn with Claudio's special hidden blade. So we'll see how that goes. We don't have to do that, of course. And that's about it for the scenario, but let's do some special setup for other things. So first we have our headquarters. I went with the Courtesan headquarters. This is unlocked again after just the first few missions. If you're starting out the game, you won't have this right away. But we get a whole bunch of people to assign to different places to unlock things at the end of the mission. So we assign them now, do stuff at the end of the mission. We've got Ezio from Assassin's Creed 2. We've got 4 apprentice assassins who would be used if one of our assassins was recuperating in the hospital, but right now we're fine. And we've got 4 courtesans. I'm going to keep 1 courtesan, though, on the mission with us because that will allow us, she just kind of hangs out on the side of the board, that'll allow us to use these special courtesan cards to give us a better chance of sneaking around if we want to. So that gives me 8 other people to assign. Now, the places we can assign them to, over here is if we had blueprints, we could unlock them to get new equipment, but I've actually unlocked the only single blueprint I've found so far. Nobody is hurt, although actually, that's not true. Bastiano, one of my 2 assassins, has taken 1 damage in a previous mission because damage does not heal automatically. So sure, let's send one of my guys here because in this area of the hospital, they can both help people who are like severely injured recuperate, but they can also heal us a bit in between missions. Over here, anybody we place here will just get us extra items at the end of the mission. And this is where we hold our items that we already have. So that's just a little storage area. And then this one is trying to level up our headquarters. We get these contracts. We're on the second one. And we're going to roll a die for each person we put here. And if the total is 3 successes or more, and each die has 2 out of 4 sides that are successes, because that counts as 1, then we get to advance to the next card and eventually level up our HQ. So I probably want to put at least 4 or 5 people there, although Ezio counts as 2 dice instead of 1 in here. So I'll put him there. Let's have him hang out with the courtesan. So that's 5 dice. What the heck? Let's do 6. Or I could, do I need more equipment? I could heal more, because if my guys end up getting hurt, then having a bit of healing won't help. We'll do that. All right, so with that, let's meet our actual assassins, then get into the play of the mission. All right, so first, the man of the hour, Claudio. We need to bring him on the mission, and again, he's at level 1, which means he also got to pick 1 of 3 level 1 skills. So he's equipped with a hidden blade, basic assassin weapon. If we are hidden, we can kill people for free with that. He's also got this Cavaliere Mace, which is a melee weapon. His level 1 ability is pretty awesome, and it's actually the most stealthy he'll ever be, because once he goes to level 2 and beyond, he just gets like tons of free attacks to kill people. But on this level, he has the ability that once per turn, if he's incognito, which means he hasn't been discovered yet, this is a stealth game again, he can use his hidden blade for 0 actions. You get 3 actions per turn, these little cubes. cubes, even if enemies have succeeded in their detection test against you. And then if 1+ enemies remain on your square after you use that, you become exposed, they see you, and you have to take a retaliation attack. But otherwise, you stay incognito. So the special thing for him, again, only on level 1, he actually loses this on level 2 and beyond, is that if he goes into a space with a single guy and that guy sees him, he can just for free stab the dude real quick before he says anything. He's also got a Roman armor equipped, which gives him, normally you have a max of 3 hit points, but he has a max of 4 with that armor, and currently he's not injured. We can have up to 5 items in our backpack. He's got this Auditore cape that we got recently, and it lets me ignore a detection test on a square with 1 guard maximum. So that will help him to not be found as much if he doesn't just want to stab people. He's also got a 1-use smoke bomb that'll then go back to the discard pile for the equipment deck. That will let him become undiscovered, basically, if he's in a space with a bunch of guys. And his level 1 skill that he chose is Air Attack. Each of these can only be used once per memory, once per mission. So for an action, I can jump from a roof or from the top of the tower, land on a nearby street or canal space, kill a guard there, and not have a detection test. So just a fun little bonus ability to help him murder even more people. Going on to Bastiano, this is the stealthiest character in the base game. He's also got the armor, but he has been hurt before, so he's down to 3. He's also got a slightly better sword, a Roman longsword. He's got a smoke bomb, and he's got one of these courtesan cards that can let us put a courtesan in a space that has like a ton of enemies and make it a lot easier for us to sneak in there. He's got a ranged weapon, throwing knives, which he might run out eventually. You can use them several times, but if you roll the wrong result on the die, then they go away. He's also got a hidden blade, and he's got the apnea skill. Ignore 1 detection test when entering a canal square or when 1 or more guards enter the canal square you're on, so he can kind of hide in the water a little bit better. And then his ability is when the alert state is red, that means when the alert has been sounded. It's a lot easier for them to find us, and a lot more people are spawning. He still does his detection tests if he's on a roof or a street as if it was green, so he has an easier time staying hidden. And then the really cool ability, for an extra cube, once per turn, if the alarm has not been sounded, he can ignore a detection test caused by a single enemy. So sort of similar to the cape that Claudio has, although maybe not quite as good, but he can use it all the time. And yeah, those are our characters. They've each got 3 actions. They've got a 4th action cube because on your turn, if you don't spend all your actions, you can save one for the next turn. But that's what we're going in with. I could equip more equipment from my supply, but I like to have a little bit of space because we'll be able to draw more equipment as we defeat guards and search their bodies. So we'll just go with that. All right, and back to the map. I'm going to walk you through the game turn in this first round and kind of show you how things go. First, we have an event phase. We're going to flip an event card. Then we have an assassin phase where we'll take our actions. That's free forms, so like Claudio can do 2 things and Bastiano can do another thing, and then back to Claudio, however you want to do it. Then we have an enemy phase where enemies will spawn and move towards us and try to attack us. And then an end of turn phase where, I don't know, if we've been discovered, that goes away. Certain things like that happen. These are all our actions. So let's go ahead and try this out. So we start with the event phase, and we flip over the top card. And this is going to control several important things. First, very importantly, this shows where the guards are going to move for this round. They're going to try to move to the north if they are able. Sometimes we won't be able to, walk up on a roof or whatever. But we also get a special ability or penalty. An assassin discovers a secret entrance. During this turn, once maximum, choose a canal square. One assassin anywhere on this map can move there for 2 actions. Any other assassin on that assassin's starting space, or starting square for moving there, can also join the designated square for 2 actions. So we could just kind of jump straight to a canal. We might want to do that to save a little bit of movement, although I don't know if it actually will. But either way, guards are going north. That part's important. And the only guards we have at the moment, there's one here, so he'll be climbing up the ladder. Guards normally can't move up onto a roof. So there's street tiles, canal tiles, roof tiles, and then there's like a special medium tile that's also a street, but with a big tower in the middle. That's where we have to go to find the target. And many of the tiles will have little walls, which means you can't move through them. Interestingly, I'm not sure why they have this, but look, this corner piece here has a wall here and a wall here, so it kind of might as well not exist, but maybe they just wanted to keep the map a fully formed rectangle. I don't know. But yeah, so this guy's going to move north. This guy's going to try to move, but he can't because there's a wall, and this guy's going to try to move, but he can't because there's a wall blocking him, and he would walk off the board. So that's about it. We can see where enemies are going to spawn, here, here, and here, A, B, and C, although not always on all of those. So that's kind of the information we have for the moment, but let's go into things. So we need to get over to the tower, maybe taking out some guards, maybe just avoiding them. What actions can we do with our 3 cubes? So we can complete an objective. That doesn't apply in this mission. This is a hunting mission where we're trying to find somebody to kill. We can trade items with each other if we're in a space for one. We can save a cube for the future. Like I said, that little 4th cube spot. We can equip things, usually for free, if we get some new items. We can climb the tower for one. We can search and hide bodies. But really, the main thing we're going to be doing is moving. So everything in the game is orthogonal, movement, range attacks, all of that. And let's see. So this guy's going to go up there. That works kind of perfectly. This, by the way, is a hiding space on the roof. We can go in there for free if we're in that space, as long as no enemies are there, and then enemies can't see us. And then if they come in there later, we can just stab them without having a chance of being discovered. So it's pretty nice. But yeah, it seems to make the most sense to me is if this guy's about to go north, we can maybe both go here to the canal and then wait. So we could use that little shortcut that the event gave us. We don't really need it. 1, 2. By the way, we do not need ladders. We're, cool parkouring assassins. We can climb up whenever we want. So I'm going to have both of them spend 2 actions to move, and then their 3rd action I'm going to save, so they have 4 actions next turn. Seems to be kind of a simple, easy way to start things out. That's it for the player turn. Now we start the enemy phase by spawning, and we use the column that matches the alarm state. Currently, we have not been detected. Once we are detected, it's very difficult to change it back to being green. There's like 1 card in the equipment deck and maybe some skills later on. But you see you spawn way more units when it's red. Right now, this is unfortunate. We don't have a D, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. But we're spawning 2 crossbow units on A, 1 on B, 1 on C. So there they all are. And importantly, one of the loss conditions of the game is not being able to spawn a unit when you need to. You immediately lose the memory if that happens. There are 30 crossbow units total, so the 7 we have currently on the board is not any big deal. But it is sometimes worthwhile just to thin their numbers and kill them so that you don't have to worry about running out. Oh, I just realized this sucks. So look, this guy goes up here. Cool. We're doing the movement now. So first, by the way, if we were discovered, so if we either had switched to one of these red things to show that our character is exposed, or if we had left our red token behind, like our last known location, then any guards that were adjacent to that would prefer to move there. But in the absence of that, we just follow the regular movement I mentioned from the event card, which said everyone's trying to move north. So that guy's going there. This is the problem. How do I get around those 3 guys? Because I can't move through that wall. It's not great. It's not great. But yeah, then it's the end of turn phase where nothing is happening right now. Let's go to the next event because missions do tend to go pretty quickly. Spring cleaning. Okay, moving west. You can immediately remove up to 4 bodies anywhere on the map. Do not draw any equipment card. Usually you have to use actions to remove bodies, and people might find you, but you also get to draw equipment, so it can be good. But yeah, man, moving west. I was thinking if they were going to go east or south, I might have just waited around. But if they're going to come here and still be completely in my way, that doesn't seem like a great idea. And you don't want to just wait forever and let the enemies spawn nonstop. Now, Claudio has his cape, which can help him hide when he moves into a space with 1 guard. That's 3. Bastiano has his ability that when he moves into a space with 1 guard, he can hide. That's 3. Claudio can stab 1 guard and not be... Yeah, anyway, long story short, we don't have any way to automatically avoid these guys, but I do have something I want to try. So I'm going to have Bastiano take his first action to move in here. And then for his second action, we brought her along for a reason. We need at least 1 courtesan miniature hanging out with us and not working at the headquarters. So for 1 action, that's his second out of 4. Because remember, he saved 1. I can place the miniature on a nearby square. During this turn, perform detection tests with 2 red dice fewer on this square, but always roll at least 1 die. So normally you would roll 1 die for each person you move into. And when the alarm has not been sounded, you have a 1/3 chance of being discovered. Yeah, the basic eye symbol, whereas this one only works if the alarm's already been sounded. So once the alarm is active, you have a 2/3 chance on each die being found. But yeah, so 3 dice, very low chance we would be okay. But here we're going to bring it down to 1 die. Now, she will be moved from the map at the end of the turn, although we could use her again if we get another one of these courtesan equipment cards. This symbol means that it goes to the discard pile of its deck. Some cards are taken out of the deck forever. They're single use. But this one we could theoretically draw into by searching bodies or buying them later on in the game. So she's like, hey, soldiers, come talk to me. And we're actually not going to have Bastiano do anything now. Claudio is the one who murders most efficiently. So we're going to have him go 1. He's got 3 actions left. 2. He's got 2 actions left. So we got to roll a single red die. Let's get all these out of the way. And hopefully not be discovered. Come on. Yes. Okay. So he's in. And he is what's called incognito, which a lot of abilities respond to, including the Hidden Blade. If you are incognito, you can eliminate one guard on your square. And remember, Claudio, once per turn, if he's incognito, can use a 0 action to eliminate one person. But if 1+ enemies remain on your square after you do the 0 cost 1, then they will automatically find you and attack you. So he's got 2 actions left out of 4. What he's going to do is paplink, paplink, and then 0 cost action, paplink. So, whoa, sorry, Courtesan, sorry for all the blood, but yeah, we just took out all 3 of those guys. Now, bodies are something that can be discovered by the enemies, and they'll like have to roll. So Bastiano's got 2 actions left. Let's have him come in for 1 and go and use his 4th saved action. Sorry, I'm not showing the boards, but there's all pretty easy to keep track of. And for 1 action, you can do a search and hide bodies. So all the bodies are going away. And because there were 3 of them, we can draw up to 3 cards. But some cards in the equipment deck are called investigation cards, and they'll cause people who are orthogonally adjacent to be like, hey, what's going on over there? And like come over and potentially detect you. Now, here we're totally safe because the only guy who's adjacent to us is not really adjacent. He's through a wall. So we can just try to draw all 3. So we got another smoke bomb. That's 2 for Bastiano. And we got another courtesan we can call on. So we'll get Our Lady to help us out again if needed. And finally, throwing knives. Now, currently, Bastiano's already holding throwing knives. But as an action on a future turn, either of them can do some trading to move them over to his slot. Because right now we've got up to 5 slots in our backpack, and Bastiano's holding 4 things. But that was a fantastically successful turn. I like everything that just happened. And remember, by the way, from the event that the enemies are moving west this turn. So even if they spawn here, they won't be moving into our space. They have no idea anything happened. We covered our tracks. But let's draw for reinforcements. We don't have anything on C. That's great. So just A and B are getting a single crossbow. Nice card. And by the way, there are a max of 4 enemy figures in each space, and that includes bodies, although they'll potentially find the bodies and get rid of them and sound the alarm in the process. But yeah, so like if we had to spawn, 3 more crossbow people right now in B, you would fill it up to 4 and then stop spawning. So you can sometimes get lucky like that. All right, so moving west. Technically, you start with the people that are furthest in the direction you're supposed to be moving. So these guys would go there, and then this guy can't, and this guy would join him in C. All right. So yeah, really, really great turn. That felt awesome. All right, let's see our next event. Hurry up! During the enemy movement step, the enemies move 1 extra square in the same direction. Oh, so they're going to really go to the south, aren't they? By the way, I can't forget. Remember what Claudio's 100% for the mission was? To kill 2 or more people in 1 round with a Hidden Blade. He killed 3, so we definitely already 100% of this thing as long as we successfully beat it. But now what we need to do to actually progress the mission is to climb this dang tower. So it's 1 action to get on top of it, and then you can, for a free action, do the little swan dive they do in the game, the leap of faith, and land into wherever there's like a cart or hay. And that is a hiding spot, by the way. That's another spot that you can move into, like this one, for free if you're in there and you're incognito, and then you can start like stabbing people from it. Well, let's actually have Bastiano do it, so Claudio has all his actions. So we're going to have him climb for 1 and do the bird's eye view for 1. And let's see. So place the chest if there's 1+ cards remaining in the chest deck. There actually currently is not. So there are these chests that will pop up often when you explore the towers in each memory, each mission. And if you get to them, you get cool cards. Like, I think I got my armor and stuff from them. But I was luckily very successful in the first, kind of tutorial act of the game. So I got all the chests. So currently the chest deck is empty. So this would be like a way to kind of get some items you missed. But again, how the heck would you get here? It's blocked off on both sides. Even the picture shows it's blocked off on both sides. I think there's some kind of error there. Although, well, I guess you could. There is an item called parachute that lets you fly from one roof to another. So I guess somebody could use 1 parachute to get there and 1 parachute to get back. Seems pretty dang expensive. But the actual thing: place the bear tamer and bear miniatures on the map, and take out the. Oh, these are the bosses we got to kill. Okay, we got a bear and a bear tamer, and here they are. Lovely. Oh man, now C is filled. That's slightly worrying. I guess I don't really want to go kill them there. And let's see what we got. So we got the bear tamer. That shows that he's a boss. He's got 5. We get 5 experience for defeating him towards leveling up. And Benedetto, that was mentioned in the story. So that's his pet bear, I guess. So we do give you little reminders about fighting bosses. I've already read those rules. And ways the game tries to balance for player count. So you use a different reinforcement deck based on player count. This is for 2. And then also the boss will have different stats based on player count and leveling. So he attacks for 1 die and has 2 health, but actually he has 2 dice because we're on level 1, and he has 3 health. Now, for basic enemies, they have 1 health. Usually they might have 2, and you have to kill them all in one go, so you can't, like, save health from one attack to do damage next time. Same for the boss. So right now I got to do 3 damage to him in one go, and my weapons only roll 2 dice, so it's pretty much going to require us to do a combined attack where we both attack in the same, like, action and do a ton of damage to him. Then how bosses work is whenever you do the combined amount of damage, their damage value goes down. So the first time we hit him, we need to do 3 damage, then 2, and then 1. So we got to hit him 3 times to actually kill him and do 6 damage total. Now, the bear can't be hurt. Looks like he just attacks, and he's also 2 black dice. It says when Benedetto attacks, split the dice rolled evenly between the exposed assassins and guards present. So he attacks kind of wildly. As soon as the bear tamer is eliminated, Benedetto stops fighting and leaves. Oh, he's a nice bear. Okay. So we just got to kill this guy. Now it says as soon as 1+ assassins become exposed on the bear tamer's space, he immediately makes an attack. Oh, that's kind of nasty. All right, so we got to kill him and then get back to the fast travel point to win. Now, very importantly for this one, because the bear is kind of horrifying, is whenever you move into a space while you're exposed and then leave it, half of the enemies there rounded up hunt you. So if, like, one of us goes in... By the way, where are they moving? Oh, they're moving south this turn, so that's not really going to help us at all. Oh, and the courtesan's not there anymore. But yeah, so if, like, one of us runs in here and he sees us and then we, like, move out, then we could have, like, those 2 follow us. And then if we moved out again, we could have, like, just him follow us. That'll be a way to, winnow down the number of enemies we have to actually deal with. But for now, if they're about to move south, if that place is kind of full anyway... Might as well prep, right? So Bastiano can jump down off here. Oh, that's right. He has to go here for free. And then I guess he'll move up 1. That's unfortunately his last action. And then Claudio, I guess he can go 1, 2, and then save his 3rd action. So he'll have 4 next turn, right? That's kind of makes sense. Remember, we're spawning. So the red is an elite guard. And it's going to change based on the mission. Right now, we've got agile guards. They attack for 2, but it'll still only take 1 damage to kill. And they don't need a ladder to move up or down on a roof. That's kind of their special ability. The crossbowmen have 1 life. They attack for 1, but they can attack at range, which, of course, makes sense because they have a crossbow. Yeah, so an elite guard on A, 2 crossbows on B. The place is getting kind of crowded. And then there would be 1 crossbow on C, but they're already full, so we're not spawning that. Because it says that the bosses count as enemy figures and, like, guards for all purposes. So I think that they follow the regular rules. All right, so then we have a ton of southern movement. These guys are going all the way down here. By the way, we technically, when we're in a canal, are like swimming and we can't use ranged weapons, whereas regular enemies are supposed to be like walking along the pathway or whatever. These guys are going down here. Oh, and I had the wrong miniatures for these guys because they should have both been crossbow people. I definitely didn't spawn 2 elites already. All right, so that brings us to the next round. Let's do another event, and then we're going to try to deal with this bear tamer somehow. Let's see, cover up. During this turn, each time you search after hiding 1+ body, ignore any investigation cards and draw 1 new equipment card to replace it. So a little bit safer to search bodies right now. Doesn't directly help us. Oh, and they're moving north, which will block our escape route here. All right, well, let's let's try out my plan. I'm going to have Claudio run and be like, hey, I'm here. sound the alarm on purpose. I'd have to roll 4 dice. Okay, there we go. Wow, double discovered. Yep. But I wanted to be discovered. Otherwise, I would have had to use my sword and waste an action. So when you're discovered, you put a red base. Now, technically, you're supposed to put it on your miniature, but I like to just put it beneath because you leave it on your space, like when you actually avoid attention again. And the much more important thing, now the alarm is set, so it's going to be harder to sneak in the future. They'll spawn way more people. It's not great for us to safely evac after this is all dealt with. Okay, and then Claudio's going to move twice. So once, hunt, and again... hunt, because again, half the people are going to follow us. So he's just leading the beast tamer where he wants him. All right, now we're going to do a coordinated strike. See how this goes. Claudio spends his last action. Bastiano spends 1 of his 3. And they're going to each separately roll their attack dice. So Claudio's got 2. Oh, this says how many actions it takes to use it. And if he rolls this symbol, which counts as a hit but also gives a special ability, it says if your attack eliminated 2+ guards, eliminate 1 more. Doesn't really matter. And then this one actually does matter. This one, if I roll hit on both dice and get that, then I get a 3rd hit. So we could do a ton of damage, potentially. Although I'm just hoping to get a total of 3 and actually kill the guy. Oh, I forgot. When Claudio originally exposed himself to the guy, that didn't sound right. When Claudio was originally seen by the guy, his special ability let him get an immediate 2 dice hit. Oh, God, attack on Claudio. So, yeah, regular attacks. For enemies, they roll the black dice. Half of the faces have shields. It means you block the damage, and half do not. So he is half dead. Wow. Well, even more reason to roll well here. So these are hits to hurt the enemy. Remember, we need 3 of these. These are hits, but they also activate your special weapon special ability. And then 2 of the faces have these retaliation symbols. If you get at least 1 of these total in any attack, including a combined attack, the enemies will get to attack back if they're still alive after the attack is done. But they're also misses, so we really don't want that. All right, so we'll call this Bastiano's. Move these away. So remember, if he gets 2 hits, okay. So we got 1 special, but did not get a hit on the other die. So that's just 1, and we're getting a retaliation. And then, phew, thank God. Okay, so we did do 3 damage total, which is sufficient, remember, to take away the first of the Beast Tamer's life. And now we only needed 2 hits to get him again, and then 1 hit. And if we do like 3 hits in a single attack, he's just straight up dead. You can do more than 1 wound to the boss in a single attack, but he gets to attack us back. Now, luckily, he only attacks us once. He doesn't attack like each of us individually, and we split his dice. So here's Bastiano's hit, dang it, and here's Claudio. Thank God. So they're both down to 2 life, and now I should put more people on the hospital back at the base. Oh, and obviously, Bastiano is also looking like that. Oh, and I forgot. Whenever retaliation happens, you also roll for crossbowmen that are adjacent. But I have to split the dice, and I get to decide how extra dice goes. So I'm going to have this one on Bastiano as well. Phew, thank you. Okay, now I don't want to let this guy just attack us. This crossbowman's going to move into our space, by the way, but nobody else will be able to get us this turn. So should I have Bastiano go for another hit on the boss? If I can do 2 hits, that's 2/3 times 2/3. That's only 4/9 of a chance. So less than 50% chance that I will actually damage the guy. So I could just wait, tank the 3 dice that are going to be rolled against us, which might easily kill Claudio or Bastiano. I could also try throwing a smoke bomb with one of Bastiano's remaining actions. I get to target a nearby square. That means my square or an adjacent one. Any exposed assassin or ally on that square becomes incognito, but their red stays on their space. So we wouldn't technically be getting shot, but the crossbow guy would still come walking over because before they decide if they want to follow the event's direction, they move towards a red if there is one. So this guy would come in and he'd have a 2/3 chance of spotting us anyway. Oh, and then the bear tamer would get a free attack on us. Shoot. All right, yeah, I think my wisest move, sorry, let's put this guy back, is to have Bastiano save an action and wait for next turn. Tank the 3 dice attack from these 2 guys, and if we don't die, we can do another combined attack and almost certainly kill the guy in one go. Ooh, but you know what? I can, as one of his actions, at least even things a bit and do my throwing knives. So there's 1 action. I can't use it if I'm on a canal. I only roll 1 die. But if the person I'm targeting, like that guy, is the only enemy on the square, then I ignore the retaliation thing, so he won't get to attack back. Now, if I roll the 1/6 chance of like the special here, this actually gets discarded. That kind of sucks. But there's no other negative, so I might as well use it. Heck yeah. All right, so that guy's dead, but the guards are moving north, so they're not going to come and find him. So now we only will get attacked by this guy. We'll split the damage, so we can't die, and Bastiano's going to save his 4th action. All right, this is great. Well, great, except for the million enemies that are about to spawn, probably. Yep. 2, this is, we're using the alarm side now. 2 of the elites on A, and then 2 crossbows on B and 1 on C. All right, so then we're moving north. I mean, this guy just stays where he is. He doesn't want to move. We'll get to attacking in a second. These, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How do we get out of here? We can like try to use a courtesan again or something. All right, but that's everybody who's moving. And now attacks are resolved. Oh, crud, which does include this one crossbow guy. So shoot, we are getting attacked for 3. I'm going to put 2 on Bastiano. Please don't die, buddy. Oh, yes, nothing. That's great. And 1 on Claudio. Oh, okay, we'll take it. So that was 2 dice from the boss and 1 from the crossman who can see us adjacent. Okay, so let's do this. We're each going to spend 1. That's Bastiano, 1 of his 4, and Claudio, 1 of his 3 to do another combined attack. If we can get 3 hits total, we kill the guy straight up without him even getting to do anything. All right, so here's Bastiano. And yes, that's 3 hits already. Haha, because his thing where if both dice hit, then as long as he got that, he gets a 3rd hit. So it doesn't really matter. Okay, so the retaliation does not happen because the guy is already dead. Boom! Oh, wait, I didn't draw an event. Call north. During the assassin phase, if one assassin spends 1, they call a companion to create a diversion. During the enemy movement step, choose the direction in which the guards will move, except those nearby a red, who must move towards it as usual. Oh, it's so good. Well, I say so good. No, it is so good, I think. Yeah, in fact, it's kind of amazing because I'm going to have Bastiano has all the extra actions. I'm going to have him spend 1 and say east. Okay, so let's hear. They have these little like arrow tokens. Boom. We're doing east. Oh, no, we're doing south. We're doing south. That's what I want. Then they each have 2 actions left. I'm going to have them both move here. Now, since they're moving to a space with no enemies and they're not being hunted by anybody, they get to leave their red things there. And then now how am I going to do this? Oh, no, it's okay. We're going to move right back to where we were for our last action each. And then if I planned everything out right, we should have a not completely free and clear path to the exit, but at least like a pretty clear path. Let's spawn first. Okay, 1 elite in A. I just love having those sword guys there. 2 archers in B, and then 2 in C, but only 1 fits. Okay, so now here's the important part. People will move towards red if they're adjacent to it as their first preference, which means this guy gets out of our way, kind of key. And now we resolve all of the southern movement, and we start, remember, with people that are closest to the edge already. So these 4 are going to go there. Yay. These 2 are going to go there. And now here's the one bad part. Whoopsie. These 4 are still right in our path. Great. Okay. All right, so we need to get to the fast travel point. We can put the courtesan down here again, but it won't necessarily matter because we're on a high alert. So even rolling 1 die, we have a 2/3 chance of being exposed again. Well, here, you know what I should be looking at is what is the new event. Oh, these go away, by the way. So our last known position is gone. They will just move normally. Moving west. Moving west. Oh, immediately add 1 crossman to the top of the tower. After climbing the tower, you'll now need to spend 1 action to eliminate him before synchronizing. Well, that doesn't matter. But yeah, moving west. So if we go here and wait, these guys will go there. These guys won't do anything. Whoever spawned here will go there. So we won't be like 100% free and clear. Ooh, but Claudio can climb up on this tower and do his little like magical air attack thing. Maybe do a hidden blade in the other one. So yeah, let's slow play. We're each going to take... Well, we might as well search this guy's body. So I'll have Claudio, since he's the one who wanted revenge, spend 1 action to do that. Please, God, don't be an investigation card. It is. What the heck? Oh, we're so lucky, though. Stop searching. 1 crossbowman on a nearby square immediately moves to your square, perform a detection test. Guess what? No crossbowman alive on a nearby square, just an elite. Because this guy doesn't really count as like a soldier for doing anything. He just requires us to spend an action to get on top of there. Anyway, his body's gone. All right, well, that didn't do much. But let's have Claudio move over 1 and then save his 3rd action. Have Bastiano move over 1 and save his 3rd action, save his 2nd action, waste his 3rd. And we are getting a little bit close to potentially running out of units. Oh my gosh, 5 more crossbows? Oh, no, never mind. D doesn't happen. Oh, nobody else can spawn on A. That's good. Nobody else can spawn on C, so it's just 3 crossbows on B. All right. So then they're all moving west, right? Yeah, that's the best part. So get out of my face. Only 1 more can fit there. All 3 of these guys. And that guy can't fit. Okay, that's it. So, all right, here we go. Let's do this smart. Gonna Bastiano go 1, 2 to here, and then throw a throwing knife. Hope I don't get a retaliation, because that would be very bad. Yes. Okay, so they don't immediately, check that guy's there, only when they spawn or move into a space. Okay, beauty. So now Claudio's going to go 1, 2. He's got 2 actions left for his 3rd action. He's going to use air attack. Move from a roof or tower, yep. Leap onto a nearby street or canal, yep. Oh, crud, I didn't see what my new event is, did I? Okay, good, it's east. I was going to say if they're going north, we'd be screwed. Double or quits. During the enemy movement step, the enemies do not move, at all, if there are no red on the maps at the beginning of the turn. Otherwise, all enemies move 1 more space in the same direction. That's actually going to be fine, because I'm air attacking. And it says before any detection test, and then I got to roll. See if this guy sees me. And he does, predictably. But I'm incognito, so I can use my hidden blade for 0 actions, even if 1+ enemies have succeeded in their detection test against you. And then if enemies don't remain in my space, I'd be main incognito, which also wouldn't trigger the alarm if that matters. So, blah! And let's search some bodies, because there are only crossfit people next to me, and I think I've seen all the investigation cards. Gosh darn it. Well, I didn't get any items, but there are no elite guards adjacent to us, so it doesn't do anything, but I have to stop investigating. I don't get to look at items for the other 2 guys I killed. Okay, then Bastiano might as well get out of a spawn point, although he could be on the hidden spot there and stab them in a second. And with that, I think we're going to get away free and clear, right? So we're getting 2, so nobody can fit on A or C again, so we're just getting 2 elites on B. There are only 4 elites left, by the way, so very close. And then as the event said, nobody moves at all, although here they would have moved east, so it wouldn't have mattered. And very easily, boom, boom, 1 action each, we are fast traveling out of here, which means we completed the objective with a fine crop, so we'll get the 100% sync, which, doesn't really matter that much except for bragging rights a lot of the time. So we get a reward card from this. Is unique to the scenario. Oh, the claws that the animal driver had. So it's 2. Ooh, for each red missing on your assassin board, roll an additional white die. Woohoo, that's nice for bosses and stuff. I think I'm going to give it to Claudio. Seems fitting that he would have it. And also, I think his mace is a little bit weaker than the longsword. Okay, then we get experience. In this case, the only experience we got was 5 from the boss, which does not get us even close to the next level up. We get to put a sticker down, although I'm not doing that. I'm just writing down which ones I did for the 100% sync on the optional memory. And then we go to the headquarters. All right, so one guy in the hospital lets us heal somebody one. I'm going to heal Claudio since Bastiano is a little bit better at sneaking around. And then we get to draw 4 items from the equipment deck and buy up to 2 of them with our 2 guys there. What have we got? We got throwing knives. We got medicine. Medicine lets us heal an assassin and also would let us not have to skip an entire mission when we're hurt. A thief. It lets us more safely get a lot of equipment from people. I will take 1 throwing knife because Claudio doesn't have any right now, so that seems to make sense. And then I think the medicine seems like a safer bet. Again, I get to buy 2 because there were 2 guys there. All right, and finally we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from Ezio dice to roll. And we need at least 3 successes, including the little crit faces. Oh my God. Or 6. 6 is also good. All right, so we complete a stubborn captain. Thanks to the courtesans, the locals are your eyes and ears, but Zinni, a captain of the guard, refuses to collaborate. Maybe this captain is not as blameless as he claims. It's time to investigate. All right, so we have done that one, and we level up in 2 more contracts. All right, cool. That was a very successful mission, better than I've been doing. But yeah, definitely the new equipment I've gotten and stuff has made stealth a little bit easier. Because sometimes without that stuff, you'll move into the first spot with an enemy, even only one, and, well, sometimes there we go, get discovered and not be able to do much about it, and then the alarm will be off right away. But no, we did all right. We certainly had 1 billion people looking for us, but they did not find us, and the bear was left behind to live his life free and clear. So cool, that was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice, again, the base game. I'll be doing a play of the Apocalypse expansion probably in a week or 2, and then after I've played them both, I'm going to do a review that kind of combines both games and talks about the stealth system and the gameplay overall. So thanks for watching, everybody, and a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Pedro Lucas, Nick Skeen, Miles, Wayne Scott, and Steve Wren. We'll see you at the next stop.